Focused and fearless, here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Typhoon Carina and the southwest monsoon have caused flooding in several parts of Luzon on Tuesday. In Malabon alone, at least 18 roads were submerged in flood. Over in Manila, commuters had to wade through the waters to get to work. Several houses made of wood were even damaged and swept away by flood waters in Tondo. Meantime, bayanihan was observed among residents of Barangay Lower Bikutan in Taguig. Some residents worked together to carry evacuees to safety as the entire street turned into a river. In Quezon City, cyclists resorted to carrying their bikes through flooded streets, while boats once again became a common sight in Navotas as most streets were flooded. Also left inundated were parts of the towns of Bacoor, Kawit, General Trias, and Noveleta in Cavite. In Bulacan, the local government of Kalumpit is calling for assistance as floodwaters rose as high as two-story houses. Over in Cagayan, nearly 100 families from some towns were evacuated due to the flood. Latest government data show that 8 people have already died from the combined effects of the southwest monsoon, Carina, and cyclone Butchoy. Some 180,000 families were also affected. Well, Typhoon Carina further intensifies as it heads towards Taiwan. And now we're going to get more updates from Pag-asa weather forecaster Dan Villamil. Dan, good morning. Ano na ba ang latest kay Typhoon Carina? Napakalakas pa rin ng ulan ngayong Wednesday.
Good morning po, Miss Pauline at sa ating mga viewers. Kanina alas 4 ng umaga, huling namataan yung sentro ng mata ni Bagyong Carina sa layong 290 kilometers northeast ng Itbaya at Batanes. Isa pa rin itong typhoon na may taglay na lakas ng hangin na malapit sa gitna na umaabot sa 155 kilometers per hour at pagbugso na umaabot sa 190 kilometers per hour. Patuloy itong gumagalaw pahilagang kanluran sa bilis na 25 kilometers per hour. Ngayong umaga nakataas pa rin itong tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 sa area ng Batanes, samantalang signal number 1 naman sa Bubuyan Islands, northern portion ng Milang Cagayan at sa northern portion ng Ilocos Norte. Kaya sa mga nabanggit na lugar, maghanda po tayo sa mga banta ng malalakas na hangin na dala ni Bagyong Carina. In addition sa mga areas na may wind signal na nakataas, sa nalalabing bahagi naman ng Luzon at malaking bahagi ng Visayas, dahil sa epekto ng hanging habagat, asahan rin natin itong mga malalakas na bugso ng hangin. Itong sa Carina ay magdudulot ng katamtaman hanggang sa malalakas na buhos ng ulan ngayong araw sa bahagi ng Batanes at Babuyan Island. Samantala ito namang southwest monsoon yung hanging habagat na hinahatak ni Bagyong Carina ay magdudulot ng maulang panahon ngayong araw sa malaking bahagi ng Luzon at Visayas. Pinaka-maapektuhan ng mga malalakas na pag-ulan na dala ng hanging habagat itong western section of Luzon. So dito sa Metro Manila in particular and nearby provinces, patuloy po tayong maging handa at alerto sa mga banta ng pagbaha at pagguho ng lupa, lalong-lalo na kung tuloy-tuloy ang pag-ulan na mararanasan. At sa kalakayan naman nating karagatan, may gale warning pa rin tayong nakataas sa northern seaboard ng northern Luzon sa mga areas ng Batanes, Cagayan at Bubuyan Islands. Samantalang moderate to strong na pag-alon na ating inaasahan sa nalalabing bahagi ng ating bansa. Kaya sa ating mga kababayang mangingisda at may mga maliliit na sasakyang pandagat sa mga nabanggit na lugar kung saan may nakataas tayong gale warning, kung maaari ay huwag po muna tayong pamalaot dahil patuloy tayong makakaranas ng maalon hanggang sa napakalong karagatan na dala ni Bagyong Carina. Miss Pauline.
Maraming salamat sa inyong updates, Pag-asa weather forecaster Dan Villamil. Meanwhile, classes and flights have also been canceled and affected due to heavy rainfall. More and more local and provincial governments are announcing class suspensions for today. The list is being flashed on your screens right now. Meantime, as of 7 a.m., over 10 flights have also been canceled. President Joe Biden has withdrawn from the 2024 race, leaving many wondering, can Kamala Harris win the Democratic nomination and defeat former President Donald Trump in the fall? Here's the report.
Biden is out. Kamala Harris looks to be in. The big question is, can she secure the Democratic nomination and then go on to beat Donald Trump in the fall? Let's take a look at the numbers to find out. Let's start off first with the Democratic nomination. Turns out that 76% of Democrats nationwide say they'd be satisfied if Harris gets the nomination. So it looks like she's the likely Democratic nominee. Beyond the voters, Harris also has picked up a lion's share of endorsements so far. And it turns out that when it comes to presidential nominations, the person who gets at least 50% of the endorsements normally goes on to win their party's nomination. But let's put aside the primary for a second and let's talk about the general election. Can Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump? Well, when looking at a national polling average from 2024, she can't do any worse than Joe Biden, who led on 0 days during the calendar year against the former president. And indeed, when we look at the net favorability ratings, that is favorable minus unfavorable, in a poll taken by ABC News Ipsos after the Republican National Convention, we see that while Harris isn't exactly beloved, she comes in with a net favorability rating of minus 11 points. That was actually tied with Donald Trump, both of whom did considerably better than Joe Biden, who came in with a net favorability rating of, get this, minus 23 percentage points. Of course, elections ultimately are won in the key battleground states. And while we don't have any polling post the Republican National Convention from them, we do know that in pre-Republican National Convention polling, Harris seemed to be doing slightly better than Joe Biden. She was down just 1 point to Trump in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, well within the margin of error, while Biden did somewhat worse, being down 3 points to Donald Trump in the same New York Times Siena College poll. That may not seem like a big difference, but remember, elections in this country are determined by the slimmest of margins. Harris may also be able to put back into place some states that Joe Biden didn't seem particularly competitive in this time around. I'm talking about states like Arizona, Georgia, and Nevada, states that tend to have younger and more diverse populations.
We've got more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. The local government of Marikina City has raised the second alarm over the Marikina River. And for the latest, we have mobile journalist Ivan Tarinque joining us this morning. Ivan, ilan na ba ang meters sa water level sa Marikina River?
Yes, Pauline, as of 7 a.m., nasa 16.4 meters na yung water level dito sa Marikina River. Actually, makikita natin sa likuran ko, ganyan nakataas yung tubig ngayon dito. Pati yung sidewalk ay kinain na ng tubig, na kulay brown na tubig na sabi nila ay galing daw sa Montalban. Pauline?
Evan, nakataas na nga ang second alarm, no, dyan sa Marikina River. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin nito? Kailangan na bang mag-evacuate ng mga residente dyan sa Marikina?
Okay, Pauline, yung first alarm, balikan natin yung first alarm, ibig sabihin nito ay mag-ready na yung mga residenteng malapit dito sa ilog na mag-evacuate. Pagtulong naman ng second alarm, ang 16 meters, kailangan na pong mag-evacuate ng mga residente na malapit dito. So pagdating naman ng third alarm, ito yung nasa 18 meters ay forced evacuation na. So wala kayong magagawa. Ayaw nyo man sa hindi, bubuhatin kayo palabas sa inyong bahay. Pauline?
Evan, may handa ba ang Marikina LGU? Nakahanda na ba yung mga evacuation center? And nakaikot ka na ba? Alam mo ba kung lumilikas na nga yung mga residente?
Yes, Pauline, kanina may mga reports tayong narinig, no? Kausap natin yung isang nagmo-monitor dito, sabi nila yung ibang residente daw ng Tumana nakalikas na. No, yung iba ay nasa Concepcion Integrated School na daw. Para nga nasa Concepcion Integrated School na daw as of 7 a.m. this morning. So, yung iba ayaw na talaga nila i-take yung chance na mahirapan pa silang lumabas. Pero Pauline, sa ngayon, ito kasama natin yung isa sa mga nagmo-monitor dito, si Kuya John. So Kuya John, hingi naman tayo ng update. Kung kamusta na yung ating ilog dito at kamusta naman na yung mga lumilikas?
Medyo okay naman na po yung ilog po kasi natin is lalong tumataas. So, ang ano lang po natin, lahat po ng nag-evacuate to Tumana, napupunta po ng Concepcion 1 kasi hindi po sila pwede mag-evacuate sa Tumana kasi nga po may chance na abutin na naman yung Tumana. So kahit mataas yung Tumana, ngayon nag-evacuate na kami sa Tumana pa lang pero baka isusunod namin yung Malanday kasi nga medyo tumataas na rin yung tubig. Yung ano natin kanina, yung meters natin kanina 16.5. Pero ngayon humahantong ng 16.6 meters. So as of now, yung ilog natin is parang talagang tumataas siya ng tumataas kada minute. So hindi natin masasabi kung anong oras tataas yung tubig, kung anong oras tataas yung hanggang 17 to 18 ang meters.
Pero Sir John, base sa experience, no, pag ganitong tuloy-tuloy na pag-ulan, posible kang umabot sa third alarm dyan sa Marikina River?
Yes po.
Oo.
May chance po na umabot ng third alarm. Kasi po, once na hindi tumigil yung ulan hanggang gabi, may chance po na umabot ng third alarm ang tubig natin dito sa Marikina River. Kasi po, galing Antipolo, Montalban, San Mateo, dito po lahat tungo.
May iba pa po bang lugar sa Marikina na binabaha na rin? Dahil alam naman natin na pag ganitong ang
Santo
pag-ulan.
Niño po.
Oo.
Santo Niño, Tumana, siguro po pati Malanday. Kasama na po natin. Yun na po yung mga binabahan na po ngayon. Sa street po namin, binabahan na rin po.
Binabaha na rin, ano? Kaya mag-ingat yung mga taga Marikina.
Yes.
Ato, last question ko kaya, Evan, may bumisita na raw bang mga LGU officials dyan sa Marikina River para i-check din yung level ng tubig, ano? Pati yung mga residente.
Yes,
Medyo marami na pong residente dito sa ilalim ng ilog. So, siguro maya-maya po magpapaalis na rin po kami ng tao.
Alright.
Around kapag tumaas na po ulit yung tubig.
Okay, maraming salamat Sir John sa inyong oras. Evan, ano ba bang mga paalala natin para sa mga taga Marikina?
So, Pauline, paalala lang po sa mga Marikeño na magdala po tayo ng payong o kaya wag na po tayo lumabas ng bahay dahil sobrang lakas po actually talaga ng ulan. Kwento ko na lang, ipapunta natin dito, halos zero visibility na yung dinaanan natin. No? So, mahirap na pag bumayahe pa tayo dito. So, wag na po tayo lumabas ng bahay, mag-ingat po tayo parate dahil nga yung ganitong ulan simula kagabi pa malakas na yung bagsak.
Pati manatiling updated sa mga warnings din ng Marikina LGU. Muli, maraming salamat mobile journalist Evan Tarinque. And now let's take a quick look at today's other headlines. The Philippine Star reports that President Marcos is seeking the passage of at least 28 measures. These are aimed at sustaining economic growth, addressing poverty, ensuring food security, and maintaining peace and order. The president also wants to ratify 4 conventions on the safe use of nuclear energy. And in business world, property stocks slump amid concern the ban on pogos will leave many office and residential buildings empty. The property index closed at 1.62%, or 44.24 points lower a day after President Marcos announced the ban. Some analysts noted that several developers have already made significant efforts to lower their pogo exposure. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.